It all started with a ridiculous bet. At least that's what I thought at first. A harmless joke, something Mom would laugh about later and say, "Gotcha." But as the days unfolded, I realized that she was dead serious about her plan to turn me into a girl for a month. I could never have anticipated how much that one conversation would change everything. It was a Saturday afternoon, and the house was unusually quiet. My younger sister, Jessica, was out with her friends, and Dad was away on a business trip. I was lounging on the couch, scrolling through my phone, when Mom suddenly entered the living room, holding a box. It was filled with clothes. Not just any clothes. Jessica's clothes. "Hey, Alex, I have a fun idea," she said, her eyes twinkling with mischief. I raised an eyebrow, already sensing trouble. What kind of idea? Well, remember that conversation we had about understanding each other better? About walking in someone else's shoes? Ah, yeah. I've been thinking, what if he spent a little time walking in Jessica's shoes? Literally. I stared at her, speechless. There was no way she could be serious. "Wait, are you saying you want me to wear Jessica's clothes?" Mom nodded, completely unfazed. "Not just wear them. Live like her. For a whole month." I laughed, thinking it was one of her jokes. "Good one, Mom." But her face remained serious. "I'm not joking, Alex. Think of it as a social experiment. You'll understand what it's like to be a girl. And who knows? You might learn something valuable." Now, I could handle a prank or two, but living as a girl for an entire month, that was pushing it. "Why would I do that?" Mom smiled. "Because if you do, I'll double your allowance for the next 6 months. And if you manage to pull it off, I'll throw in those concert tickets you've been begging for." I paused. The concert was sold out, and there was no way I could get tickets on my own. "You're really serious about this?" "As serious as I've ever been." I thought about it for a moment. I could always quit if things got too weird, right? And it wasn't like anyone outside the house had to know. It'd just be a strange month at home, and then it'd all be over. "Fine," I said, trying to sound indifferent. "I'll do it." The next morning, Mom wasted no time. She handed me a stack of Jessica's clothes: soft sweaters, skinny jeans, skirts, and dresses. I stared at the pile with a mix of confusion and reluctance. "All right, Alex," she said, her voice taking on a tone that was a little too excited. "You're going to need a new name. How about Alexa?" I cringed. "Do I have to?" "You said you'd do this. So, yes, you do." Sighing, I picked up a pair of leggings and a long, flowy shirt. It felt strange slipping into the clothes. They were soft, light, and very different from my usual baggy jeans and t-shirts. I glanced in the mirror and barely recognized myself. "You're not done yet," Mom said, standing behind me with a hairbrush and some makeup. "Sit down." Over the next hour, she fussed over me like a doll. She brushed my hair, pulled it into a neat ponytail, and then applied a little makeup. It wasn't much, just some eyeliner and lip gloss, but it was enough to make me look different. When she was done, I stared at the mirror again, stunned. "Wow," I muttered. "You look great," Mom exclaimed, clearly pleased with her handiwork. "Now, for the rest of the day, you'll be Alexa. No exceptions." The first few days were awkward, to say the least. Every time I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, it felt surreal. I wasn't used to the way the clothes clung to my body or how my hair swished with every step I took. And the makeup, forget about it. I had to constantly remind myself not to rub my eyes. Mom made sure I stuck to the plan, and she wasn't cutting any corners. I had to do everything as Alexa, from helping around the house to running errands. The first time we went out in public, I was a nervous wreck. What if someone recognized me? What if people laughed? But no one did. To my surprise, no one gave me a second glance. I was just another girl walking through the grocery store with her mom. By the end of the first week, I had settled into a strange rhythm. The clothes didn't feel as weird anymore, and I was getting the hang of makeup, at least the basics. It was still embarrassing, though. especially when Jessica came home and saw me. "Oh my God," she shrieked, doubling over with laughter. "Alex, what happened to you?" "Mom's idea," I muttered, my face burning with embarrassment. Jessica grinned wickedly. "I have so many ideas for you, Alexa." As the second week rolled around, things started to get more challenging. It wasn't just about wearing the clothes anymore. It was about acting the part. Mom had decided that if I was going to live like Jessica, I needed to act like her too. That meant learning how to walk in heels, doing my hair properly, and, worst of all, taking a ballet class. Yes, a ballet class, Mom said when I protested. "Jessica does it, so you're doing it too." I couldn't believe this was happening. The thought of standing in a room full of girls in leotards and tutus made my stomach churn. But I had already come this far, and quitting now wasn't an option. So there I was, standing in front of a mirror in a pale pink leotard and tights, trying to mimic the graceful movements of the girls around me. My muscles ached and I felt like a complete idiot, but no one seemed to notice. They were all focused on their own steps, oblivious to the fact that I was an imposter in their midst. Surprisingly, by the end of the class, I didn't feel as out of place. Sure, I wasn't anywhere near as good as the other girls, but I had survived. And weirdly enough, I felt kind of accomplished. By the third week, something strange happened. I started to get used to it. The clothes, the makeup, the routines. It all became normal. I wasn't constantly thinking about how different I looked or how awkward I felt. In fact, there were moments when I almost forgot I was pretending. One day, as I was getting dressed in yet another of Jessica's outfits, I realized I didn't mind it so much anymore. The leggings were comfortable, and the sweater I was wearing was soft and warm. I even kind of liked the way my hair looked in a neat ponytail. I was getting good at walking in heels too. Mom had made me practice around the house until I could walk without wobbling, and now it felt almost natural. Almost. It was during this third week that Mom introduced a new challenge, a shopping trip with Jessica and her friends. This time, I couldn't just stay in the background. I had to interact, talk, and act like one of the girls. I was terrified at first. What if they figured me out? What if they noticed something off about me? But much to my surprise, it went smoother than I expected. Jessica's friends treated me like one of them, chatting about clothes, makeup, and the latest drama at school. I wasn't just surviving the experience, I was blending in. As the month came to an end, I found myself reflecting on the whole experience. It had started as a crazy bet, something I thought I'd hate every minute of. But now, as I looked at myself in the mirror, hair done, makeup on, wearing one of Jessica's favorite dresses, I felt different. I wasn't sure how to describe it. I wasn't about to say I wanted to keep dressing like a girl, but there was something about the experience that had changed me. I had a new appreciation for what Jessica went through every day. The effort, the pressure, the expectations. It wasn't easy, and I had gained a whole new level of respect for her. Mom had been right, in a way. I had learned something valuable. Not just about girls, but about myself too. I had stepped out of my comfort zone, tried something completely new, and come out the other side with a new perspective. On the last day of the month, Mom handed me the concert tickets as promised. "You did it, Alexa," she said with a smile. "Thanks, Mom," I said, taking the tickets. "But, can I go back to being Alex now?" She laughed. "Of course, but I have to say, you made it pretty great, Alexa." As I stood there, holding the tickets, I realized that while I was glad the month was over, a part of me would always remember that time as something more than just a crazy bet. It was an experience that had taught me about empathy, identity, and the importance of stepping into someone else